Rate cuts have a path, and it's extremely important how that path affects the market. So make sure you follow this account and make sure you save this video because it's important. What you need to understand is a rate cut is an acceptance of weakness in the market. There are different degrees and certain factors that I'll get into later on. That's why I say follow this account. But mainly, it is a means for the government to inject liquidity into the market to get it going again. And usually, when the rate cut happens, we get a dip. It has happened over and over and over again. And what we're seeing right now is that very dip that happens with investors that not only take profits of a massive run, but also the revaluation of stocks that could change due to that show of weakness. You need to understand that when a rate cut happens, it's the Fed going, okay, there's a balance of risk, there's something we need to do, the market is slowing down. That market slowing down will affect companies, will affect profits, and in essence, the value of the stock. But, and this is a big but, once rate cut cycles have started, what in essence of what they do is to revitalize the economy, to start it up, to turbocharge its growth, and eventually, the next stage will be enormous growth. I showed this graph at the beginning, and if you've come to this point, you'll understand why I've drawn it. Because what that is the previous rate cut. You need to understand this fact. The first rate cut is the start of the cycle. You get this choppiness, you get the market trying to reevaluate, understand, and absorb what this rate cut is going to do 6 months down the line. And 6 months down the line, all data shows to further growth. It's been a very few times in history that this has not shown growth, but it's almost 0 percentile of a growth that will happen from a rate cut hike and held of rates of such a high level for such a long time, for where a rate cut happens and a prolonged rate cut happens, that massive growth does not appear afterwards. Q4, people. Q4. Remember this video. Remember that you saved it. And remember when you come back and go, man, Alvarez was correct. I'll catch you guys later.